Alright, so I'm going to be doing a video on fashion and style. I'm going to be doing a case study using Nana Komatsu as my muse. And I have a couple different opinions I want to get across, things I want to say. Nana Komatsu is an actress and a model. She is one of the ambassadors for Chanel. So we're going to be looking at a couple different magazines and pictures, and I'm going to be giving my opinion on it and using them to kind of get my opinion across. And something I think is important to mention is the fact that she is an actress and she's used to getting into character, because that is going to be a central and focal point of what my thesis is, which is that fashion should match your personality. And that, in my opinion, the best outfits are the ones that incorporate their personalities and take it into consideration. And the outfits match the personalities, cohesive. And not only your personality, but also your face and your appearance. Because, like the Dorian Gray effect shows, which is, I'm sure it's debated and it's not, hard science, but I'm gonna pretend that it is. Like Dorian Gray effect shows, people's personalities affect their appearance, and it's why we can say somebody kind of looks like a name, or someone looks like their personality, or because those things, they go together. We can see somebody and make guesses on their personality based on their appearance, based on how they dress themselves. And that's essentially what I'm saying. If these things collide and they contrast, it doesn't look good. And you might say, oh, when would somebody's outfit not match their personality? When you wear something that is just popular, when you wear something that's trendy, when you wear something that a website advertises to you and you buy it based off how it looks on somebody else. I'm victim to that too. But you're buying based on how it looks on somebody else. Your personality might be different to that person, or how they're wearing it. Your physique, your silhouette might be different, and that affects how you wear it, and that affects whether it's going to turn out to look good or not. And that's the thing we have to understand, because a lot of these celebrities, when they wear these clothes, they're perfectly tailored and made to the person. And so it's not going to look the same when you buy it off the shelf. And so take that into consideration. This is by Toki, and there'll be a couple different pictures here. So these are all high end. These are editorials. These are not outfits that she picked out. This is Alaya. This is the robe. Alaya again. This is these three brands: Toga, Sergio Rossi, and Kisugi Yoshida. And so in this picture, for example, she has a pose, a hairstyle, a makeup, and a dress that seems to match her personality. Maybe an artist, a creative, thinking about their ideas. The hair is chaotic. It's not the focus. The clothes reflect this. It's this bright red, but the jacket's a little bit too big in terms of the shoulders and the cuffs and the sleeves, and that kind of gives you the impression that they're not too worried about that. They want to be comfortable. They want to be loose, but they want to be, maybe covered. And that's just, you can see that in the poses. It's pensive, it's reflective. She talks about being different here and how everyone's different, and so otherwise it would be a boring world. And what we've gotten boring fashion, at least in street style or fashion we see on social media. It's all the same. It's all the same jorts, jersey, Tims or Sambas or Onizukas, and maybe you being spice it up. And it's repetitive. It's completely repetitive. And that's because everyone can't have the same personality. The first person who wore it and wore it before was a trend probably wore it way better than all of you because it matched their personality. It's why they gravitated towards those pieces. It's why they probably put those together with different aspects of their personalities into an outfit. Perhaps that's what it was. Now we have people who never watched a game of soccer wearing soccer jerseys. It just doesn't look right on you. It looks like a costume. It doesn't fit your caricature, And I'm not, listen, you can wear whatever you want. You're trying, I get that. But I'm just giving my opinion on the outfits I think look the best. And that's why I say that it's important to say she's an actress, because I think a lot of these outfits are great. I think they work well together. It matches the pose, and it matches her appearance. And her appearance changes in these pictures. You can see that through the makeup, through here we have her skin is much paler. And so she's changing her personality She's becoming a different character where she wears the different pieces, and so that's why it works. That's why it can be completely different. Or maybe she's just tapping into aspects of her personality that are different, and she's letting them flourish. She's enlarging them and making that an entire character, making that an entire person, and then wearing an outfit based off that. That could be it. Here we see an interesting contrast in openings between the legs and the shoulder. This dress is extremely interesting by Alaya. You can see it's got about 4 different patterns coming down here from the top. Very cool stuff. You can see that it just all works well together. And maybe you guys get a different impression here. I mean, the posing and the photography is great. They're creating very interesting triangles here to let your eyes follow the image easily. Here again, but very cool stuff. This to me is the best one. Completely different. This is quite cool. Again, you see a different hairstyle. You see the makeup smudged. You see 2 different materials, and it just works great. Alright, next up. I wanted to show this because this is completely different. This is by Mihoko Ida. This is Vogue. These pictures to me don't look nearly as good as these pictures. And it could be a bunch of different things, but I think it's the outfits. These outfits don't seem to match a personality that's being displayed. They seem fabricated. They seem artificial. They break the fourth wall. I'm so aware that this was a stylist picked it out. A photographer was there. There was lights. There was a setting that was purposely picked for the outfit. It just feels production heavy. It doesn't feel like there's a person behind these that wears it, that it embodies them. It's a reflection of them. This doesn't seem like that. And to me, these outfits are worse. Like, this is a super expensive outfit. She's wearing Chanel. She's wearing a Chanel jacket. And this seems like it's their haute couture. So yeah, it's the tweed jacket from Chanel. We have some jewelry here. And so it's not because it's not high fashion. This is Chanel. This was Alaya. This was, I think this dress was what? The coat is Keisuke Yoshida. This is Alaya. It's still high in fashion, but this doesn't work to me. This doesn't look good. It breaks the fourth wall. This is like a very fancy dress, so it's not necessarily something that people wear every day. So not really much comment on that. This again, it's a nice dress. I just don't think it works. It still breaks the fourth wall. This as well. It's very out there. I don't know. I feel like the person that would wear this would look very different than she does. And I could just be a complete nut job who's lost and doesn't know what he's talking about. This, I think, is the better one. But again, it's just, to me, it breaks the fourth wall, all of it. Doesn't look right. I mean, this one, in my opinion, no offense to whoever styled this, you could have a taste that I'm just not capable of seeing. I don't have that acquisition of taste as an acquired taste, let's say. And yeah, maybe it's me, but I just think this is hideous. Moving on. Here, this is an article by Perverse, or it's originally by Joe Motoyo for Do Magazine. Here we have some interesting play on things. We have a pose that's a little bit out there. These are kind of in between. These are kind of so-so. They're cool in terms of the clothing and the way it's put together, but it doesn't necessarily match anything for me. It's lacking something. This looks a little bit better. Maybe it's just the way they're shot. This is cool, I think, with you can see like almost like a college sweater under this big Marnie looking coat. And yeah, it's playing with stripes on stripes. This is matching the color of that. You can see that there's a lot of effort here. These are not bad outfits in any case, but they just don't have that it factor I'm talking about where it really matches what the person is wearing. Moving on. This is one of the best outfits I've seen a celebrity wear. I did this video originally because of this photo right here. Like, that is fantastic. We have the highlighted mustard yellow socks playing against everything. And it's like we have a big bomber jacket with some big shearling collars. We have a very boxy pant that is also cropped. And so it looks great because it shows off the socks. We have some formal shoes and some tassel loafers. Some very relaxed pants. And we have a sporty but still a nice jacket. So it's very different, and it gives this energy of a personality that matches the posing, it matches the environment. Carefree, you know, might walk with a little bit of swag. Yeah, it's confident, it's out there, you know. Her legs are spread apart, she's taking up space, she's playing with her hands, she's looking away from the camera, not interested. It just works. It just absolutely works. Very playful pose, not really caring for the people walking past. Her leg up. It's just, it works. It absolutely works. The bomber jacket, I think, is fantastic. It just all works together. This is an amazing outfit. Fantastic photo as well. Here we have a very different haircut, very different outfit. And you can see like she's matching the blush with the lipstick, with the red and flowers. The jacket is a very different shine and material to the dress. The haircut's different, a little bit more shy of an appearance, and it's communicating something different. But I also picked this photo up because, in my opinion, if you to kind of give a scenario to make my point here is that I think if you put 100 men and told them wear a white t-shirt and blue jeans, you would see 100 very different outfits, and some people look a lot better than a lot of other people, and they'd be wearing it all differently. And it's because we have different personalities. We gravitate towards things in different ways, in different shapes, different sizes. And I picked this photo because I think this is a great outfit. And you might be saying, like, well, what the hell? What do you mean that's a great outfit? Well, this guy's skinny, right? And he's wearing skinny jeans, but he has a boxier t-shirt. That's a white t-shirt. And I think it works great. One of my biggest problems with skinny jeans isn't necessarily that they're skinny. Well, he's skinny, so it works, right? He's skinny, so he's wearing skinny jeans. Doesn't look as ridiculous. But he's also wearing flip-flops. And one of the things I think this outfit does fantastically, or it gets right, is that it makes a shape that goes like this, right? Because you have a t-shirt that's a little bit more boxy, and then skinny jeans, and then he's wearing flip-flops. If he was wearing a sneaker, that would break, and I don't think it would look as good, which is a big problem I have with skinny jeans is the footwear. I think so much of the footwear just doesn't work. Hedi Slimane is fantastic at designing skinny jeans, and he almost always puts the person with these boots, heeled boots that have a high heel, these rock star boots that he puts the men in. So it not only gives them more height, they're usually sleek, and they're black, and they just merge in with the pants that are skinny. It just works great. And so you have to know how to do it. But it has to match your personality. And this is something that the guy would clearly wear because he's just walking around in the street, and he's on the go, and it just works. And if I told somebody else to wear a white tee and jeans, it would look differently. And so if you dress according to your personality, which I think he's done here, it looks better. It absolutely looks better. It's not fake. It's not man-made. No, it absolutely is man-made, but it isn't artificial. It's natural. Here we have a completely different appearance. She almost looks like a different person. And this is why I said it's important to mention that she's an actress, because it's almost like she can morph into an aspect or of a person or a personality, and then flesh out an entire outfit from it and a character. We have a very different pose. The earrings are matching the t-shirt underneath. I think this red, white, and blue, shout out America, works amazing. It's a beautiful color combination. The sandals to the flared pants to the open shirt to the pose to the short hair, it all gives confidence, comfortable, relaxed. It works great. Absolutely great. Love the outfit. This, very different. We have more upbeat facial expression. She's smiling. We have a very, I wouldn't say it's a childish shirt, but it's got designs and patterns and these images, which isn't normally what you'd expect of high fashion. Maybe a Moschino would do something like this, but we have, I think, jewelry that matches it. It almost makes me think of Kira from Death Note, the jewelry. So we have this playful shirt, this jewelry. We have a smiling facial expression. She's got these big bracelets. And then we have a skirt to match that's quite long. And then we have the bottom half is also playful because we have a skirt with a lot of colors. Then we have a jean with a pattern. And then we have red heels. It just, platform heels. It just works great. And it all works together. Here again, you can see her facial expression. She's happy. She's laughing. Her mouth's wide. It's she's not worried about, you know, how that comes across, and that's great. It looks great, and that's very different than the personality here. It's very different than her look and her appearance even. And so take into account, that's another thing, I think you have to take into account what you look like. Because if you have a very strong face, play with that. Maybe wear a softer top and then a cargo pant or something more straight and serious at the bottom half, and you can play mismatch and take into these things into consideration and play with it. Here, it seems like when she was a teenager or she was much younger, and you can see it works. We have pants that are relaxed, they're a little bit slouched, not really caring necessarily about where the shirt and the pants meet. She's just tucked in the shirt, the coat's a little bit too big, it might be her mom's, she's wearing slippers, just got out the house. She's a teenager, she looks grumpy. It just absolutely works. It matches a personality. You can see that the person is themselves when they're wearing this. They're not uncomfortable. Here we get a rock star pose, we get a rock star pants. She's got this very interesting, cool shirt that almost has a like a classical shape to it. I don't know what you'd call this time period, but like Renaissance type of era where you have these, it's flared at the forearms, but it cuffs at the wrist, and then it, you know, goes out again. The haircut matches that rock star haircut that I think of when I think of the 80s. She's wearing boots. It works. Absolutely works. Very different look, personality to this or to this here. This here is for Chanel. She's at a Chanel show, au couture. She's wearing the famous tweed jackets from Chanel. And usually when celebrities go to these events, they go and do a fitting beforehand, and they have the option of a bunch of different clothes that they want the celebrities to be wearing. Now, she's very important to Chanel, so maybe Chanel picked this out for her. But usually celebrities get to pick what they wear to these shows. I don't think she walked here. I think she was just attending. Probably sitting in the front row, so they knew she'd be on the video. They knew she'd be photographed. And so maybe she got to pick this out herself. Maybe they picked it out for her. I don't know the specifics. But if she did pick it out for herself, I think this is fantastic. Because the tweed jackets from Chanel Haute Couture are extremely fancy, right? I mean, it's haute couture. It's Chanel. It's a heritage piece. They're crafted excellently. They use great materials for their haute couture tweed jackets. And so it's a staple. And she's at a Chanel show. And so for her to pick a tweed jacket and wear it with these shorts that almost look like shorts that are a little bit oversized, it's relaxed. She's unbuttoned the bottom buttons to put the hand in the pocket and kind of just, you know, showing confidence. But she still has this elegant look to her because of the tweed jacket, because of her appearance, the way she did her hair, the way she's looking at the camera, her facial expressions. It works. It fits her personality. Like, this to me it gives me the impression of somebody with a personality that's a little bit harder to approach, still very confident, knows they look good, and yeah, it's a completely different look to this, for example. Like, I see this, I see confidence, I see relaxed, but I would assume, hey, she probably has some beautiful plants and she knows how to water them, you know? And then this person is much maybe contemporary, it's elegant, it's modern, you know, different ball game. This, to me, it doesn't look as good as the other ones. I don't think it matches what's happening here as well. We have some, so that's just something. And I'm showing you all these photos and some that I don't have much to talk about, because what's your first impression? What's the urge or the gut feeling you get? What's like, what do you have an urge to say? Is it ew? Is it, oh my gosh, that's so cool? Or I don't know, maybe something's wrong, I can't pinpoint it. You know, what's your gut reaction? Mine is like, something's off here, it's just not working, in my opinion. And that's very different to this or this, which I just think it works excellently. Here again, something's off. Like, the haircut is different, she dyed it to match it. This pose just makes more sense to me, but it's good. It's just, in my opinion, it's just not as good as this. It just isn't. But it's cool. And here we have a more playful, sporty jacket, tracksuit, sneakers at what looks like a bus station. Just works, setting works. Yeah, different haircut, different facial expression. That's kind of what I want to talk about. How does our personality match our outfits? How does the way we dress reflect who we are? Because ultimately, whether you're into fashion or not, the clothes you wear communicate something. They let everyone know a little bit about you. I almost feel like I can know a person's personality by the way they dress. If they dress according to their personality. If they dress in a unique way, a way that's authentic. Because if you just wear the outfit that everyone else is wearing, I don't know much about you other than that you follow trends and that you're not really sure how you want to dress and that you just get in line. Or maybe that's not what you want to communicate and you're getting into fashion because you think it's cool, but if all people want to do when they get into fashion is look good, they don't care to study it, they don't care to look into it, have inspirations for style, trying to figure out how they want to dress, what kind of fit and shape works for them, then it's fine, it's just never going to be interesting. I'm just going to be honest with you. If that's all you care about when you think about fashion, it's just never going to be interesting. It's going to look good to the general masses, and if that's all you want, then hey, don't listen to me, you're doing it right, you're doing the right thing. It works, it's obviously popular, but I think a truly unique style is somebody that you look at how they're dressed and you're like, yo, I want to talk to that person. I would like to be friends with that person. That person seems cool. Like that coolness that you get, I think you have to dress in a way that matches a personality that isn't bland, that has aspects that are crazy. And that's why I wanted to do kind of a case study series. And I'm going to be doing some very unconventional people, some people that are nearly as famous as Nona. And I know Nona's not Nana, sorry. I'm going to be doing some people that are not as famous as Nana, because Nana's very famous in the East, even if she's not that known in the West. And so I'm going to be doing some very unconventional people, some people that are from left field, and they're going to dress in such a bizarre way to us, but you're going to see that there's something so gravitational about their personalities and how they dress, and it just matches and it works. And I think that's important because so much of the conversation today is how to be stylish, and I'm telling you, you're not going to be stylish by watching a YouTube video and following what they say, because they don't know you and they're not giving advice specific to you. They're going to give general advice so that people can watch it and it can apply to multiple people so that it gets views. And so if the conversation today in fashion is authenticity, how can it be authentic if we're following advice from other people? It can't. I'm telling you it can't. And so, yeah, that's kind of my spiel about it. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. Please let me know what you think. I hope you were arguing with me as you were watching this, pausing, being like, this guy's a dumbass. Because that's truly what this is about. It's a conversation. I hope people agree. I hope people disagree. Yeah, so let me know what you think.